Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to your Roots Academy, and this is our lesson 6. And in this lesson, we are going to deal with the text and document layout. And under this lesson, we are going to have three sessions. The first session will be how to change alignments and line spacing. Then the second section will be how to deal with the margin. Then the third session is how to set indents and numbering our work. Now let's go straight to the first session, changing alignments and line spacing. Okay, so with alignments we have left align here. So this is where you can find the alignment under the paragraph group. So make sure your home tab is selected, and you go to home paragraph group. Then the first one here is left align, the second one here is center align, then this one is right aligned, then you have the justified. Okay, so if you want to apply it, this is what you go to. Let's try to highlight a section of our text, then click on the left align and see the effect. You see that the text will be aligned to the left side. And if you click on center align, text will be aligned to the center, then the right aligned, then justified. This is how it should be. So that is the alignment that we're talking about. So it depends on what you want your documents to be displayed. That's where you're going to use the alignments. Okay, so the next thing is the line spacing. For in case you want to enlarge the spaces between the lines, so this is where you are going to. This is what you're going to do. You go to this icon called the line and paragraph spacing. We just click on the small drop down arrow here and select any of the dimensions or the distances, or the measurements. So we have the default one is 1.0, so we have 1.15, 1.52 and others. So you select any of them that suits your work, then you click on it. So we see that the line spaces have been added to our work. Good. Now let's go to the second section, which is margin, changing margin. So with Word documents or with Microsoft Word, the white spaces around our text is what we term as the margin. So we have the top margin, the left and the right margin, then the bottom margin. So with the margin tool, we have the default margin is always 1 inch. That's from the left and right. We have 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right. So if you want to change it, you can still change. So this is where you're going to change. You go to layout, and you go to margin. Sorry. So you have different margins that you can select from. Depends on the work you are doing. So if you want to narrow, you can select it so that the margin has changed. If you want normal, set now. If you want the wide one, it will also take effect. So this is the margin, where you can find the margin under the layout tab or the page layout tab. Then you go to margin. Okay. So the next thing is also it's about the setting indents. How to set indents. So let me go back to the normal margin. Then with the indent, how to set indent. We talk of indent, we're talking about creating spaces between your margin and your text. So with our margin, we have, let me see the margin that we have. Okay, so there is the, okay, let me use the narrow margin and see something. Okay, so we have this margin here. So with this margin, we are going to indent it. We are going to create additional spaces from this end. That is the end of our margin and our text, or in between our text and our margin. So that's where the indentation is. So in case you want to create let's say a paragraph, you can use the indentation. So we are going to deal with what this small arrow icons here. We have the top one here, where is the rectangle facing sorry, the triangle facing down, the arrow facing down. We call it the first line indent. So with this, it only indent the first line of the selected text. So this is the selected text. So if you want to indent only the first line, you just click on it, you left click, then you drag, so that only the top is what selected, the top margin. You see, because we selected this margin too. Okay, let me move that and don't want to select. Okay, I want this paragraph alone to work. So just click on that margin, the top line margin. Then you see, you move it to create the indent for you. Okay, we also have another one here. Okay, let me send it back. We also have another arrow here, arrow that is facing up. We call it the hanging indent. With the hanging indent, it will hang the whole paragraph. So let's try to move it and see. Okay, sorry. Okay. So with the hanging, it will leave the top line on the first line, and then indent the rest of the paragraph, the rest of the lines. So that is the hanging one. Then you also have the other one, the last one, which is what the left indent. It will only indent the whole text to the left. That from the left to create indent at the left side. That's the whole text, the whole paragraph that you are selected. So the difference between the left indent and the hanging is that with the hanging, the first line will not be indented, only the rest of the lines. But the left indent, the whole paragraph will be indented. Okay, then we also have another one here, which is the right indent. That is the opposite of the left indent. So with this one, it will indent the lines or it will create indent at the right side of your document. So that is the indentation that we're talking about. So the next thing is, okay, before that, I was dealing with indent. So in some cases, we may not see this ruler here. So if you're not seeing this ruler here, this is what you have to do. You make sure you go to view. Go to view, then you take this box here and the ruler. Take it here. Make sure it is ticked, and the ruler will appear. So if yours is there, then you can move on. Okay, so the last thing we are going to do is the bulleting. How to bullet our work, or how to number our work. So with this same thing, you go to you go to design. Then design. No. Okay, so we go to home. Let's go to home and see. So under home tab, we have the bulletin here. So we have under the paragraph tab, we have the bulletin here. So the first one is the bullet, that's the normal bulletin. So we have different styles of the bullet that you can select from. So you can select from this or that. So any of them you select, it will take effect. Okay, the area that you have selected. We also have the numbering indent, or the numbering bulletin. So with numbers or letters or the Roman numerals, you can select any of them to work for you. Okay, so we also have the multi-level tool. With that, you see that it will give you it will combine the bulletin and the numbering and give you a variety of numbering. So this is the bulletin that we're talking about. Okay, so we end it with page orientation. Let's say, for instance, this your page is in the fourth page is always in portrait. So let's say the document you are dealing with is large enough that it will not cover this space. You need to change the orientation to landscape. So you go to page layout, then you go to orientation, you change it to landscape, so that the shape of the paper will be rotated, that the A4 sheet paper will be rotated, so that your activity or your work will be nicely placed on your document. Okay, so I'll end here and continue another time in our next video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and try to share this video for others to benefit. Thank you and God bless you. Bye bye.